All right, each and every year, more than 55,000 football fans flock to Birmingham to see arch rivals Alabama A&M and Alabama State square off in the Magic City Classic. This year's game had everyone on the edge of their seats, and we're going to show you why. Alabama A&M and Alabama State, there's no love between these two schools.
Got a clown in there.
Yeah, McDonald's, you know. Ronald McDonald's got to make his appearance because it's the Magic City Classic, which is brought to you by McDonald's.
And Coke, too.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Hornets will capitalize early on off of a blocked field goal, everyone, as Daniel Lockhart has other ideas, swats it away. Jace Medlock comes up with a recovery and takes it 13 yards. Then Jaden John coming on, and he boosts one in, and the Hornets of Alabama State take a 3-0 lead. Let's go to the second quarter now. Quincy Casey in at quarterback for A&M. He takes the snap, connects with Cam Young. Watch him make the side steps, and then he is off to the races. He picks up 61 yards deep inside of ASU territory. Now they'll set up a 2nd and goal. Quincy Casey taking the snap, throws the quick slam to Isaiah Cox for a touchdown for the Bulldogs. They take a 7-3 lead early in the period. Now ASU pinned back on their own 6-yard line thanks to a deep kickoff. Very first play, Dematrius Davis' pass is tipped and intercepted by Jamal Irby, and the big man takes it back to the house. 14-3, Alabama A&M led at the half. Let's go to the second half. Bama State mounts a comeback. Demetrius Davis, the Auburn transfer, throwing the fade route back in the end zone. Keyshawn Johnson, throw me the you-know-what ball. He gets the touchdown right here. 14-10, A&M still on top. Coach Maynard's telling his guys, let's stay in this or whatever. We've got the lead. Then, later on, Davis, he's flushed out of the pocket. He'll pick up some solid yardage for the Hornets, and the ASU Hornets are in great field position as third quarter ends. Off to the fourth, Jacoby Merritt takes the handoff, bounces it outside, and finds pay dirt. Next thing you know, Alabama State is now on top, 17-14. Now A&M, they will put together a great drive, and Victor Barbosa coming on and connects with a 37-yard field goal. He ties the ball game at 17 apiece. All right, so here we go. It's Davis throwing it up to Jeremiah Hixon, and Bama State gets another touchdown right there. They regain the lead 24-17. I smell a fantastic finish coming up. Final seconds of the game, A&M in the red zone, no timeouts. Quincy Casey connects with Cam Young. He falls short of the goal line. No timeouts. Time runs out, and that is your ball game, boys and girls. Alabama State takes the victory in the 81st Magic City Classic, snapping Alabama A&M's 4-game win streak in the process of this contest. Casey had 217 on the passing, along with a touchdown in a losing effort. Now, after the game, we did get a chance to hear from both head coaches.
Just didn't work out for us. They made one more play than we did today. Our guys never quit. We had opportunities. We had them where we wanted them, and we let them slip out. So we go back to the drawing boards, keep fighting, and get better.
Even at the end of the game, I told my offensive coordinator, hey, get ready for overtime. So you already trying, as a coach, you're trying to think about the what ifs, the what ifs, the what ifs. Had they scored, then we had to win it in overtime. So we always thinking it's never over till it's 0 seconds on the clock. And the Magic City Classic, I mean, it's tough on coaches and fans, but this is the kind of game you want. You wanted to end on the last play. Everybody was here, nobody left. Fans played well, so it's just a great day.
All right, and what Coach Robinson Jr. said is actually true. I've been to about 10 Magic City Classics. Probably about 4 or 5 of them have ended literally on the last play. You and Simon Williams had a chance to go down there on yesterday. You talked about how much fun and exciting it was to be in the atmosphere, but talk about the overall game.
Yeah, sure. This is a game that I think just forget the fact that it's a rivalry. It's a game that Alabama A&M is going to really wish that went the other way. That's one they just should have had. I mean, 14-3 going into halftime, and it just feels like everything is sort of clicking for them. When you get a big man interception return for a touchdown, it sort of feels like this is your game to have. That the streak's going to just keep on going. It's just not the case. What happened yesterday? Coach Maynard made a point of it. They just made one more play than they did, and if you want to really look at it, it might be that it could be the blocked field goal. It could be not being able to get a stop when you needed one on the final drive. There's so many things to look at, but simply put, yeah, they just weren't able to make the plays they needed to when it mattered, as cliche as that sounds.
Yeah, it definitely does sound cliche, but I mean, he's speaking the truth. I mean, if they don't have a few penalties or they don't have a few mental mistakes, especially in the fourth quarter on the final scoring drive for ASU, it's a completely different situation. And then, unfortunately, Quincy Casey was put in a tough spot. He could not get the ball to his player to where either he was going to make a touchdown or get out of bounds, had no timeouts left, so unfortunately, they could have they didn't have enough time to clock it either. So it's a
lose-lose.
It is really, it really is, or whatever. You know, tough spot or whatever. Now, granted, too, the loss is probably more hurtful for Alabama A&M because had they kept winning, they could have possibly set up a potential East Division showdown for the division crown against Jackson State and Mobile in about 2 weeks. But now it doesn't look like that situation is going to happen, especially the way Jackson rolled over Southern. And here's another thing. They've got a short week. They play at Mississippi Valley on Thursday.
Yeah, they do. Coach Maynard going into the week was saying that every game from here on out was a championship game. That's really not the truth anymore.
No, it's not.
It felt like it was, and you could see from the Alabama A&M players that was the case, but it's come up short this one.
Absolutely. Alabama A&M against Mississippi Valley this Thursday on ESPNU.